I saved the best for last. This is the last of a 7-part series of the 7, I'm not going to call them deadly sins, but these are 7 toxins that destroy marriages. And this one is the most poignant because if you think about it, the one thing that really matters in your marriage is that you remember why you got married and you remember how to live within your marriage, because marriage is very different than all the other venues in the world. It really is. And the toxin is forgetting the basics of marriage. What are those? Why do I even say that? When have you even heard of that before? The basics of marriage is, number one, why did I get married in the first place? You probably never even thought of that. And if you did, you thought only in terms of your subjective relationship. Why did I marry my husband? Why did I marry my wife? And the answer is so simple that it's going to embarrass you, okay? So I used to play a little game with people when I met with people, and I started meeting with people to save their marriages in 2001 after I was a divorce mediator. Bad karma, I know, my problem, hopefully by all the many people whose marriages we have saved, that karma has gone down a little bit. But here's the thing. I would ask people, why did you get married? Nearly everybody said, because I fell in love. Okay, but why do you get married at all? Not why did you marry the person you're married to? And I would put their list up on my whiteboard. Don't forget, I was a divorce mediator, so I had a whiteboard. I didn't have a couch and all that nonsense. Because marriage is scientific. So we approached marriage scientifically, one of the basics. But let's go back to this point. I told them, if you can tell me why you got married, why anyone gets married, and it's from your list, and then I tell you the real reason you got married, you don't have to pay for this session. And even back in 2001, my sessions were $300 each. So they had a lot of incentive. And they would come up with a list. It became the usual. I want to be with my friend until the end of my life. I want a family. We want to fit in. All great reasons. And then I would say, okay, here's the real reason. And I put, you wanted to be happy. And it was like, yeah. How come no one ever says that? Because although it's a basic of marriage, we're not taught about marriage. Even when you get a driver's license, you're taught everything you need to know about not only cars and how they work or motorcycles, but you're taught about the rules of the road. Were you ever taught the rules of the marriage road? The answer is no. I know that because I was married too before. And I didn't know. And so that's why I was a divorce mediator. I thought I was helping people get out of marriages they weren't happy with. I didn't realize that you could have an amazing marriage if you know what you're doing. So now we're going to get into what are the basics of marriage. The basics of marriage begin with, I got married to be happy. Great. Can we agree that so did your husband or your wife? I mean, why else, right? Now I'm going to ask you a question. What produces happiness universally? I don't mean fleeting happiness. I mean what always produces happiness, no matter what, no matter the situation, no matter anything. And the answer is love. When there's love, well, I'll put it the other way. When you're angry, you can't feel love. But when you're feeling love, you can't feel anger. You can't feel sad. You only feel happy. So what you want to do is keep your marriage happy. Well, of course, don't call me a dummy. Of course. But the problem is we think because we're so miseducated that our wife or our husband can create happiness for us. And if you really analyze that, then you will know for sure, 100%, that that's impossible. There's an expression. If you choose to be happy, nothing and no one can make you unhappy. And if you choose to be unhappy, nothing and no one can make you happy. Many, many years ago, I took my kids to the Holocaust Museum. I don't want to depress you. It was in 1990. And at the end of the tour, you sit down and there's these clips that Steven Spielberg put together of these people's experiences in concentration camp. And, I really believe that everything happens because God is guiding me. I really do. And I learned my lesson right then and there, the one that I just described, that you can be happy regardless of what's going on. And no one can make you happy or unhappy. So this guy was talking about his friend. He said, my friend was praying, thanking God. And I go, how can you thank such a God? Look where he's put you. What do you have to be grateful for? You're dying. What can you be grateful for? He said, I'm grateful that he didn't make us like those who put us in here. And I went, whoa, this man transcended everything because of his love for God. He had faith. He believed. Now you could do the same thing in your marriage. It doesn't matter what is going on. If you're pushing love in, your husband and your wife may be affected by that. Maybe they won't be affected by it, but you will be. This is a basic of marriage, is that the energy you put into your marriage, positive or negative, affects you, not necessarily your spouse. We can't change other people. If you wake up on the wrong side of the bed, it doesn't matter what your husband or wife says or does. You're not going to start feeling joy all of a sudden. But if you wake up on the wrong side of the bed and you go, I'm not going to feel this, then you'll feel good. Now, when you're feeling good, you're feeling happy, your marriage is happy. So the basics are very simple. Maintain within yourself a center of peace, happiness, calmness, most importantly, love. I tell people, what is the guiding principle? What is the guiding star? What is the North Star for your marriage? The North Star must be universally for all of us. I love my husband. I love my wife. And I'm going to give them love no matter what is going on. I'm not going to have any expectations. Can't have expectations. That was one of the 7. You can't have expectations because chances are those expectations won't be met unless they're of yourself. Now, when you set expectations for yourself, yes, I'm always going to be happy. No, I'm never going to blame another one of the principles. If you are a subscriber, by the way, these will pop up on your feed. The point is this: you're in charge of you. You're not in charge of your wife. You're not in charge of your husband. So control you. Think of it as your marriage as a container. Another basic. Your marriage is a container. I call this container your sacred space of marriage. Sacred because marriage is holy. It's given to us by God. It's such a beautiful entity. Now, if you pour nothing but love and happiness into this container, it's going to be filled with love and happiness. And so that's the basics. Now, there's many, many, many more. But imagine if I gave you this much of a video for learning to drive a car. You go, are you kidding me right now? Same thing for marriage. And now we're going to get into what should be your next steps. Okay, I found this guy. And by the way, people leave wonderful comments down below. And I've helped many people in the comments below. We also have a feature called Ask a Counselor. If you go to our website, we'll help you. But there's next steps you could take, because if your marriage isn't perfect right now, don't get into trying to fix this or trying to fix that. You deserve to have what God intended for us with our marriage. Ever-increasing happiness, ever-increasing love, ever-increasing joy. You've heard the expression marital bliss. It's the truth. All right, now we'll get into some next steps you could take. So now I want to tell you about our offerings. Sure, these are free, but how far can I get into marriage in just a simple video? Is that going to change your life? Some people it changes their life because they go, wow, I know exactly what he's talking about. But I've also written a couple of books. What I don't want you to do is I don't want you to think of your marriage in terms of, if I fix this, everything will be fine. The idea is learn about marriage holistically. Now, if your marriage is in trouble, the marriage books are going to help. I have Breaking the Cycle and I have Lessons for a Happy Marriage. They're both great. You could go to Amazon and you'll see the reviews, which have been going for 15 years. But if you want serious help, if you need serious help, again, go to the website and get the online course for your gender. And I promise you, it'll really help. I thank you for visiting. I'm Paul Friedman. I founded the Marriage Foundation. I founded a science for marriage. And I want you to be happy. So subscribe to the channel so these videos pop up. Like this video. Feeds my ego. God bless you. And take care.